Hello everyone and welcome back to DJ's Gaming. We are here with another one of our immersive engineering tutorials. This one is on the basics of electricity with a more complex episode coming out later. So, we are dealing just with the basics. These are things that you would be getting into early game electricity. And the first thing with early game electricity is power generation. Now I know it is storming. I am purposely leaving it storming to show off the windmill. The windmill and the water wheel are two ways of producing electricity using the kinetic dynamo. This over here. Now if you guys remember in our the tutorial about our advanced steel maker over there, you would put the low voltage connector on one of these little spots. The dynamo has 3 of them. And one second. I don't need the weather to be raining now. And it produces electricity. Now, once you have the live wire connection, you then use the relays to get the electricity to the location that you want. And what you use to move the electricity is wires. Specifically the low voltage, and then there's medium voltage, high voltage. And we have a bunch of other cables as well. I suggest you either do just the low voltage wire, or if you're able to make the insulated, so if you have the ability to make a bunch of tough fabric and can get the insulated wire, I suggest using the insulated wire just so you don't accidentally electrocute yourself multiple times. But yeah, so you then right-click the connector with the wire, and it will say linking from that location, and then boom, now it's here. And then you right click your relay and it goes, okay, well now we're linking from there and we're going over to here. So now we have the electricity going here and then through these lines going over to where I need it. And so that is where you start with electricity. And the windmill actually produces better electricity than the water wheel. The water wheel is a little bit slower, but one of the things with the water wheel is, if I remember correctly, and let's confirm it by looking at the book. If I remember correctly, the water wheel is a fairly easy way of powering the dynamo. Turn speeds based on the water flowing around it. So optimally, you want to direct the water in a semicircle from top down one side and along the bottom. And up to 3 wheels can be placed against each other. So you can do 3 wheels against each other. If some of you think back way long time ago when I was doing a create video, this is where I got the idea that you could only put 3 water wheels next to each other. One of the things with the water wheels, as it says, the water needs to be flowing all the way up against it. And so the best way to do that is find out how high you need to go, which thankfully is just this high. And in all honesty, I really should be putting the water like right here. I'm doing really bad at water placement here. Okay, now let's go ahead and do proper water placement. So here, there, there. Was not expecting it to do spillage right there. But yeah, now you see how fast the water wheel's going, though. And so you need to maximize the amount of sides the water is hitting. The more sides the water is hitting, the faster it will go. And so this is maximizing the speed. Now, if I was to take a stack of iron, chuck them in here, these aren't going down. You notice the electricity is not going down at all. And if you're wondering if maybe the windmill is helping, let's just disconnect it real quick. Now it's going down. Okay, so yes, the windmill is helping. But you notice the windmill with the 3 water wheels is more than was more than enough to keep it powered. But still, I mean, it is powering it enough that it's already gone through 3 things of steel. Each one of these productions have their own, like, how to make them more efficient. So, the water wheel has the more sides of water that you can have on it, makes it faster. The windmill is actually, does the airflow in front of it gets blocked. The more the airflow gets blocked, the slower it will start screwing with the speed of the windmill. And so as I'm putting blocks down, it is supposed to be screwing with the windmill. Man, it looks like it's going slower. I'm not 100% sure. I'm not 100% sure if it's going slower. It should be going slower. Okay, so besides, if you have the front of it covered, it is supposed to greatly affect the windmill. Now, if you want to increase the effectiveness of the windmill, you make the windmill sail. And all you have to do is, once you put the windmill down, it's spinning, you right-click it, and you have to, every single windmill blade has to have one. And as you guys just watched it start spinning even faster when I did that. And so now it's producing even more power. And so if we come down here, oh, ran out of coal coke. It doesn't even, I don't think we're even losing power now. This is early power generation. This is before you start getting into the multi-blocks. Now, you're probably wondering, okay, well, we're producing power, but what if I want to produce power and not have it getting used? Or what if it's not getting used? There are battery storage for the electricity. They do have batteries. And so it is the accumulator. And the accumulator is just a simple, put it down. Let's see, facing the energy output, no connection, energy input, energy output. And so you can go ahead and you can put the connectors here and do that. So right now it is now accumulating power, which, as you can see, these are now losing power by like a lot. It's fine. But one of the things you can do is, let's say you want to go ahead and have the accumulator getting the power, and then have it going over here. Okay, so actually let's do it this way because it's easier. So this is a input output. Alright, there we go. So now you have the accumulator that is sitting here gathering up the power, and then it going to your machines. And this makes to where you can organize your power network to, go to specific locations. And the accumulator is not hard to make. It just requires a bucket of redstone acid and lead pipes, or lead plates. And the bucket of redstone acid is just redstone with a water bucket. Eventually, though, you can get like bottling machines. Honestly, though, yeah, it's just redstone and a water bucket. And you can make the low voltage accumulator. And now it's just sitting here. It accumulates the power and then sends the power over here. And it makes to where if there's something goes wrong, like say you decide to mess with your power production, you at least have backup power to keep your equipment powered. And then, of course, the connectors here do hold a little bit of power when they're not sending it out. Just not much power. Yeah, these are the basics of power generation. The wind and water mills. And this is what you'll start with. This, honestly, like this setup right here is kind of your starter setup. A windmill and a water mill. Now, I made my windmill a little high, but height doesn't matter too much with the windmill. And so if you kind of want that like steampunky look, I particularly like the windmill for that. The water mills are cool too, but not so necessary. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, remember to hit big thumbs up button and subscribe for more. And in the next episode, we'll start getting into the more advanced multi-block electricity production, as well as dealing with medium and high voltage electricity. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Remember to hit the big thumbs up button and subscribe for more. And if you guys are interested in seeing me build anything, please leave it down in the comments and I'll see what I can do. Have a wonderful day, everybody.